AEW All In 2024 is live this Sunday at Wembley Stadium. As of right now, we are looking at a strong 50,000 fans in attendance. And no, it is not the 80,000 plus strong we had last year. But you cannot in any way take away from how important, how big this is for AEW. Keep in mind, WCW's biggest crowd was only around 40,000. Georgia Dome. Hogan versus Goldberg, 1998. Their biggest crowd. Even now, with AEW being as cold as it's ever been as a weekly show, it's still pulling in. It's still able to pull in, at the very least, 50K fans for their biggest show of the year. I think that's a big testament to what AEW is, where it stands in terms of the wrestling business. And so we gotta give them credit where credit is due. All Elite Wrestling is still a juggernaut. It might not be the juggernaut, because the WWE is running away, and I mean running away with first place right now. But that doesn't mean AEW can't be a strong second place. They shouldn't settle for second place, but at least put your best foot forward and be an honorable second place. Take that silver medal. Take it with pride. So yes, I am thoroughly excited about All In, because I am always going to give AEW the benefit of the doubt when it comes to their pay-per-views. Even though the hype to them have not always been the greatest, All In, here and there, you've had some very well-built stories. I can name you a good 3 or 4 matches that I think were done extremely well. The rest of them, not so much. And overall, as a show, it's lacking that excitement that we had last year. First time ever, Wembley Stadium, 80,000. So, the first All In had that magic behind it, to where it's like, okay, this is where AEW finally establishes itself as a legit competitor to the WWE. And I think they did that. No other wrestling promotion in existence did the numbers that AEW did last year. We can look at them in terms of their inability to sell out here in the States, and hopefully that changes over time. But give them credit. They sold out 80,000 plus fans last year. And then this year, they did 50,000. You got to give them credit. That's pretty good. Now comes the fun part. You got the fans in the arena, in the stadium. Can All In 2 deliver an even better show, if not be as good as last year's All In? All In show last year, I thought, was a legendary show. It was legendary. It was an important moment in wrestling history, not just AEW's history. I thought all the matches delivered. I thought the crowd was hot. And unfortunately, due to some circumstances in their control and outside of it, people don't really talk about the craziness that was All In. Instead, they talk about CM Punk getting fired. I would love for this year's to not have that stigma, to not have that dark cloud hanging over their heads. This year's All In should simply be, man, that was a legendary show from AEW. Because ultimately, and I think they've announced this, going forward, All In is going to be their WrestleMania. They have established that AEW All In will officially be AEW's version of WrestleMania. Each year it will be held in the summer, around SummerSlam-ish time. And that should definitely be something that fans could look forward to. So when spring begins with WrestleMania, summer could end with All In. So that's a good dichotomy there. I think that's going to be good overall. And I think next year's, and they did announce this, so let me talk about it really quickly. I did hear that All In next year is coming to Texas. Your boys from Texas. I think it's Arlington, right? Well, I don't remember the building. I think people suspected it was going to be the AT&T Stadium. I'm so happy it wasn't. As much as I would have loved to see them try to sell out 100K, even I knew you're pushing your luck with that. The building they chose only sits around 40,000. I think that's very viable. Again, they sold out 50K. At the very least, they can do that. Why not do 40K? And yes, it's the States. They haven't been doing very well here in the States in terms of attendances. But if they could at least get a good 20, 30,000, that's still a success. Build your reputation with these smaller stadiums first. And then over time, maybe after a couple more All-Ins, yeah, why not go for AT&T Stadium? Why not? But they have to build their reputation again. They have to get themselves back to a point where fans see them as the number 2, a viable competitor to the WWE. And that's going to take time. I think they can do it, and I think they will do it, but they got to get there, and they will. But ultimately, even though the hype for this year's All In isn't as strong as last year's, and honestly, last year's wasn't like it was lighting the world on fire. The only thing that was carrying last year's All In was the fact that they were going to sell out, or at least sell around 80,000 people in that building. First time ever. That was the only thing carrying that show. You don't have that. It's 50K. And that's still good, but that kind of excitement didn't carry over this year. What's carrying the excitement for this year are 1 or 2 matches. I'll even let go of 3. Maybe 3. 3 or 4. 2 to 4. It could have been a lot better. Does that mean the show won't deliver? Personally, based off of the matches that we have, I think, and this is just me, this has the potential. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying there is the potential that this year's All In could be better than the first one. In terms of the in-ring performance, the pay-per-view itself. I'll keep saying this until I'm blue in the face. Because even I do it. We can knock AEW all day, every day for their weekly product. Hot and cold. Some weeks it's great. Others it's horrible. Downright, what are we doing here? Tonight's Dynamite I thought was good. This was a strong go-home show, which they needed desperately. They didn't have any room. They couldn't afford to not come out swinging. And I thought this episode, the final Dynamite, was really good. And I'll talk about that as we talk about the other matches. I still feel like AEW is the king. They are the kings when it comes to pay-per-views. Weekly shows, be damned. Hype storytelling, be damned. When it comes to giving them your $50, and I am hearing that's going to end very soon, because I think AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery might have finally finalized a deal. So I think All In will be the final time we end up paying $50. And I think starting with All Out, everything going forward will be on Max. But that's going to be something that we have to wait and see because Tony has to announce that. But when it comes to spending that $50, AEW more times than not gives you your money's worth. And I believe this year's All In is not going to be any different. It's going to be a great show. I think it's going to be an awesome show. At least an awesome show. I'm looking at the matches right now, man. I don't see how any of these matches could be bad. The only match that I look at and go, why, is on the pre-show. The buy-in, whatever you want to call it. 0 hour. So, I'm not going to be watching it anyways. Who cares? Other than that match, this is a pretty stacked card. Props to them. It is a little long. I think I counted 10 matches. Ugh. Well, outside of the pre-show, so maybe 9. Let me see. Okay, 9 matches. Still a little long. I don't know how I feel about them doing more than, 8 matches is good. 8, 9, 10 is pushing it. Especially when you consider some of these are going to go a good 30 to 40 minutes long. So we going to be here for a while. But it does help that the show is airing at 1 p.m. It's not going to air at 7 p.m. It's airing a little bit earlier on in the day, 1 p.m. Well, maybe 12 or 11 for some of you. So you watch it, you come and see my review, and go about the rest of your day. Still, though, I don't want to be sitting through no 4, 5, 6 hour show. I would be very pleased if we can get in a good 3, maybe 3.5 at most, and call it a day. But yeah, it's a little long. But if all the matches deliver, as I expect them to, yeah, it's gonna go down as one of the greatest shows in AEW's history. If it goes down how I think it's gonna go down. So we're definitely gonna go ahead and get things kicking here. Do I want to talk about Mark Henry? Do I want to kick things off, getting my feelings out over what Mark Henry said? Or do I want to wait until Friday or a different video? I'm going to wait. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive because I'm feeling really good about All In. We'll talk about Mark Henry in a separate video. Look forward. Trust me, you want to see that video because I'm going to go all in, no pun intended, on his ass and his defense of Vince McMahon. But thank you all for joining me. We're going to go ahead and get things started. We're going to move along. We're going to do the shout-outs, sponsorships, and all that jazz. And then we'll get to my preview and predictions for AEW All In. So if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your edit! Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, give me a follow on Discord. Continue the conversation in Discord, and most importantly, give me a follow on TikTok. Brian Matikus of the Talkist. Also, all podcasts are now in audio form across all Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, all audio platforms. So check me out on all podcasts, audio only, right now. You can also donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi. And get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alyx guy? Then get you an I'm a Just Alyx guy t-shirt right now at your favorite t-shirt store. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt. And we have more fresh out the box. Stop, look and watch. T-shirts coming your way very, very soon. I want to thank today's partner, Ekster Wallet. Changing the way you carry your items one day at a time. If you're someone looking for a sleek, minimalistic wallet that doesn't get bulky, it's shiny. The kind of wallet that the ladies like. Have a couple of cards in there. Maybe even carry a couple of dollar bills on the side as well. Something you should check out. Check out the Ekster Wallet store and other things on there that you might like. Let's get a quick word from the partners, and then I'll see you guys for a shout out. Today's video is sponsored by Ekster. In today's age, old leather wallets are a thing of the past. People are looking for something more efficient. That's where Ekster comes in. It can fit in your front pocket or any other space convenient for your access. It is the perfect smart wallet for minimalists that only carry essential items such as credit cards and IDs. It also has a cool pop-up feature that allows you to see what's inside, so you always know what you're getting out. Plus, it comes with its own tracker that connects with your phone, so if you ever misplace it, you can instantly find it. Amazing designs, amazing features, all at amazing prices. And today, if you click the link down below and use the promo code JUSTALYX, you can get 30% off any purchase you make. I truly believe this is a great gift, and it's changing the way people carry their items. So don't hesitate. Use the link below and get you a wallet today. Hello, lovely people. Thank you all so much for joining me for this live AEW All In preview and predictions. Please be sure to show your love to the moderators. The mod squad is in the building. Ultra, China San Firestar Heart, Elias, a Demon, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Khalil does everything. Highway dealing danger. And of course, Big MGM, because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like me. I want to thank Firestar Heart for creating the newest Super Chat Championship. As you guys know, we will be debuting a new Super Chat Championship this Sunday. The International Championship. 3 Diglets. 2 belt 3 Diglets is the current Super Chat champ, and because he holds an iron grip on that title, and he is someone that, let's be real, got deep pockets. Fans have been begging and pleading for another championship so they can compete. You wanted it? Yeah, I got it. So we will be debuting a new Super Chat Championship, and if you want to win it, you better bring your dollar bills. You better bring your pockets, and they better not be empty like Orange Cassidy. And you better donate. The one who donates the most becomes the new International Champion, and you will get to decide what AEW show you want to defend it on. The the World Super Chat Championship will be defended for WWE shows. The International Championship will be defended for AEW shows. Unless, somehow, someway, someone wins the world title and then wants to defend it for AEW shows, or someone wins the International, wants to defend it for WWE shows. But we'll get there. We will definitely get there. But for right now, that's what we're doing. International shows, International Super Chat Championship defenses will be held for AEW shows. So good luck to whoever wins the belt on Sunday. And thank you once again to Firestar Heart for taking the time to make these belts. He is the master. He is the mastermind behind the Super Chat Championships. And this new one is fire, yeah. By the way, since you all are here, do me a solid favor. Hit that like button. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Button. Ooh, let me see who's here. Lahu is here. Please tell me where you know where that came from. Please tell me you know where that came from. Lahu Zahar. You guys are not losers. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. People like JJ, who let the dogs out? Who? JJ Bulldog is in his house. What's the situation? This is a new one. What's the situation believes that Okada and Claudio should have been an All In. I agree. But based off of the fact that they went to a time limit draw, that lets me know they're getting a rematch at All Out. See, All Out is 2 weeks away from... I think it's 2 weeks away from All In this weekend. So we're not going to get a break. Like I told you, I'm not getting no break. Because we do All In this week, we do Bash in Berlin next week, and then we do All Out the very next week. And then it's going to be Grand Slam, and then it's going to be Wrestle Dream. No. It's going to be Bad Blood, then Wrestle Dream, then Full Gear, then Survivor Series, and then December we're going to take a break because I need that break. We're not going to be doing no live streams in December. We know how this works. We do no live streams in December. Unless shit, I might have to change that up too, because both WWE and AEW might be hot. WWE is still hot, so we'll see. We will definitely see. Be sure you guys have Max, because you might end up being able to watch All In or any pay-per-view on there in the near future. Alright, back to the shoutouts. Aaron Teagle, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights, Juan Orozco. I'm getting better at rolling my R's. Not quite there yet. Mike Pringle, who also believes Okada and Claudio should have been All In. I agree. It's going to be an All Out, though. It is what it is. Dulcie Chatham. Good to have you here, Dulcie. Lee Mexico. Haven't seen you in a while, sir. Where have you been? Shadow Star, Pikachu Black. Christopher Carter. The Cerebral Assassin, Christopher Carter. Slam Tackle TV. Adam Ritter. Good to have you here, Mr. Ritter. And I'm going to give the last one to the Tribal Chief. Thank you all for being here. We're not going to spend too much time on this particular live stream. I do want to go ahead and get to these matches, preview the show, talk about what I like, talk about what I don't like, and then I'm going to give it to you guys. So, while I talk about the show, I got one question for you. Where is your excitement level for All In? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Where is your excitement level? I'll tell you mine at the end of my preview. But I want to get your excitement levels. So, where are we feeling it right now? Let's go ahead and get things started. Thank y'all so much for being here. Okay. Once again, AEW comes to Wembley Stadium for All In. Now, this is the second iteration of All In under AEW. The first one was not AEW. The first All In was Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling. It was a mixture, a homage of different wrestling promotions. This one is strictly AEW. This is their second one. And like I said, they're trying to make All In their version of WrestleMania. That's why they're doing another stadium next year in Texas, here in Texas. I'm going to see if I can go to that one. I think I want to, but we'll play that one by ear. We'll play it by ear. We're going to see where AEW is within a year or so. Y'all should have came to Houston. Now, the NRG Stadium is too big. NRG sits around 75,000. Yeah, let's not aim for that yet. Never mind. The 40K stadium is good enough. Regardless, look. I think in terms of in-ring quality, we can talk about the hype all day, every day. It's not there. It's not where it needs to be. Yes, there are some stories that they did a good job building to here, and I'm not going to knock them for that. But overall, the hype for this year's All In isn't as strong as it was last year's. And last year's was strong because of the fact they sold 80,000. They sold 80,000 tickets to that event. They had 80,000 coming. In terms of the stories for that show, it wasn't there either. You don't have 80,000 coming this year. You got 50K. That's still good. Don't take that away from AEW. That's a huge crowd. but you don't have the excitement, that new level feel that you had last year. Now we've kind of settled in. This is AEW coming to Wembley Stadium a second time. Usually the second time around is not as big as the first time. But even then, 50K is still a big crowd. That's still a WrestleMania-sized crowd. And I hope that they can deliver inside the ring with a crowd that size. And that's all I really care about. AEW is going to have to do a better job of making people care about their product. They're going to have to tell better stories. They're going to have to build more engaging, more interesting characters. They're going to have to find a way to expand from where they are. If the plan these next 5 years is to compete with WWE, at the very least, to have a prospering wrestling business, a prospering wrestling promotion, wrestling TV show, they have to find a way to stop the bleeding, to stop people from tuning out and not buying tickets. What that is, we'll talk about when we get into some of these matches. But we have to make a conscious decision starting here at All In to change. And the reason why I say that is because I do believe Warner Brothers Discovery and AEW have come to terms on a new deal. I did see that Fightful Select put out a report saying the new deal that they have is at least double from what they were making the first 5 years. So they got more money. They got a TV rights increase. And it's double from what they were making. That's pretty good. Look, I said before, with the way things were looking, if David Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Bros. Discovery, if he decided to give them the exact same deal, they couldn't bitch about that. I would have called that a blessing. He could have taken money from AEW if he wanted to, but he's doubling their TV rights deal. That's what I heard. And that's at least what they're going to do. They could triple it. I don't know. That's good. But now that they're giving them an increase in TV rights, they better deliver on the second time around. You don't have the luxury of screwing around. You better come with it. They better come with it when it comes to not just their pay-per-views. We know they can deliver on pay-per-views. Your weekly television shows, not just Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, all of it needs to be better. Rampage and Collision are awful. Absolute shit shows. Dynamite, one week is amazing, the other week is not. Sometimes Tony Khan is on it. Great storytelling, building to pay-per-views, making people care about your characters. Great turns. I still talk about to this day, Mariah May turning on Toni Storm. Although that's when the feud peaked, still a great moment. Great long-term storytelling. So we see that you can do it, but you're inconsistent with it. You gotta get to a point where you're doing this out of habit. You gotta get top quality very, very soon. Not even very, very soon. It has to happen now. It has to happen this week. You got to show the world that it's a different company now. And you gotta bring it, man. You gotta bring it. You have all the resources to make it happen. And if you don't bring it, it's gonna be even harder. The criticism is gonna be even harder on you these next 5 years than it was the first 5 years. The first 5 years, we had rose-tinted glasses because, oh my God, new company. Let's see what they're all about. All right, now we know who you are. Now we know who you are. You're not the new kid in school no more. What are you going to do these next 5 years to maintain the audience you have now, but also build upon your audience? It starts here with All In. It starts with this show. So congratulations on your new TV deal. Apparently, we got more announcements coming in. They're going to announce another stadium show in Australia. We don't know which stadium yet, but I'm hearing he wants to go for the one that's 100K in Australia. Okay. We'll talk about it if that happens. I don't know if that's the case, but if he does go for the 100K in Australia, we're going to have a long conversation on if that's a good idea or not. But I think there's another announcement. I forgot what it was. It's probably going to be like he brought in some WWE talent, but we'll talk about that later. It might be Shane McMahon. We'll see. So we have a lot of surprises coming in. We have a lot of surprises to talk about when it happens. But that's neither here or there. Let's talk about the matches. And we're going to start off with whatever the hell this is. So, again, I don't watch Rampage. I don't watch Collision. What's Collision? Collision. How, why, when, where, what is Tomohiro Ishii doing in this match? Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, I get. They have a feud. Quite frankly, they could have put that on All In, but they're saving that for All Out, which is why they're having the pre-show here. I'm not mad about that. I get why they're saving that for the other pay-per-view. What in God's name possessed Tony Khan to randomly throw Tomohiro Ishii in this? Where did he come from? Why is he here? And why is Stokely Hathaway getting thrown into this match? This is so random. Also, I thought Forbidden Door already ended. Why are we still bringing in New Japan Pro Wrestling talent? This is why I keep saying Forbidden Door is just pointless now. And I pray that we're getting rid of it. Just get rid of it. Because if you're just going to have New Japan Pro Wrestling talent just show up anyways, there's really no point in doing Forbidden Door. There isn't. But yeah, this random ass match. I'm sorry, like, I am so baffled that this is what you decide to put on the pre-show. I'm happy it's on the pre-show, because I don't have to watch it. I don't know why it's happening. It's just here. But okay, I guess Willow and Tomohiro Ishii win, with Tomohiro Ishii beating Stokely Hathaway? I guess. It's gonna be a comedy match. There's no way you can do a serious match with these four in it. It's such a random, out of the blue match. And again, I get it. I don't watch Rampage and I don't watch Collision. So, whatever. Well, have fun. I think that's the only all-in pre-show buy-in 0-hour match that I see here. So we're going to go ahead and move things along. Casino Gauntlet match. The reason why I want to start off with this one is because, first off, we don't really know who's going to be in the match other than two people. Well, three. Apparently, Orange Cassidy, Hangman Page, and Evil Uno. That's all we know. It's a gauntlet match, so it's around maybe 21. I don't know. I don't even know the rules. Is it first fall to a finish, so whoever gets the first pinfall wins? Like that random TV casino gauntlet match they did many times before. Okay, after 10 seconds, someone else comes in, and whoever gets the pinfall wins, right? Okay, then we could see the debut of Ricochet. Let's talk about it. We could see the debut of talent like Ricochet, Bobby Lashley, Shelton, Benjamin, of course, MVP. Why not? Bring them all in. Bring them out. We gotta get Pac in here. Pac better be in this match. I hate that he doesn't have a match. Of all places not to have a match, All In. So he better be in this match. So Pac's gotta be in here. Everybody else is just whatever. But for me, the only reason to do this match is because you're bringing in new talent. So I am predicting we are going to see Ricochet. I don't know if we're going to see Bobby. Baba who? Well, Baba Lashley, because I think he's still recovering from his injury. But I think we are going to see Shelton Benjamin. We might get MVP too. But we're definitely, I know one talent we are definitely getting, and that is Ricochet. But yeah, do Ricochet, bring in Pac, and then have fun. Shiny Hungy, John Silver. Someone said Keith Lee. Is Keith healthy? That would be a great spot for him to come back in. Hell yeah, bring in Keith Lee. Man, Dijakovic? Let's go. Okay, y'all hit me with some. I love it. Dijakovic or Diamond Dijak. Keith Lee. I like it. Okay, well, I'll let you guys have fun with that. Who wins? See, the obvious choice is Hangman Page. But that would conflict with who I want to win the main event, who I think is going to win the main event. So, if Hangman Page wins this match, I think it's clear that Swerve is going to win the main event. And then we do Swerve and Hangman at All Out. I still think we're going to do Swerve and Hangman at All Out. That's non-negotiable. The question is, will that match be for the championship or not? Trevor Lee, not Cameron Grimes, but Trevor Lee. Woo! Yeah, Trevor Lee, absolutely. Sammy Guevara. Wait, isn't Sammy already back though? Who cares? Sammy Guevara. I'm cool with that. Man, I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what they do here. People are saying that Pac is in the ladder match. Pac is in the ladder match? Really? Wait. Did they already announce the final team? Did they already announce the final team for that ladder match? Please let me know. Because I did hear they taped Collision and Rampage. So let me know. Anyways, regardless, I don't know who wins this match if not Hangman Page. Because the winner gets a shot at the world title. We already know Darby Allin is fighting for the title at, Grand Slam. Blanked on it for a second. I apologize. So whoever wins this match is going to fight for the title at All Out. Who y'all think wins? Who do you think wins? Because if my pick wins, then it's got to be someone like a Zack Sabre Jr., right? That would be crazy if Zack Sabre Jr. came and won. I don't think it is. But, probably Ricochet. If Bobby was healthy, I would have Bobby win. Just smash him over. Yeah, Darby Allin is fighting for the world title at Grand Slam. We'll have to see. So, my prediction, just to pick somebody, I'm going to go ahead and pick Hangman Page, because he's the obvious one. But, I don't know if that is someone they're going to go with, because who I want Hangman to fight, I don't think is going to win in the main event. Spoiler alert. But the most obvious choice is Hangman Page, so we'll see. We'll see what they do there. Maybe they'll do something where, okay, Hangman gets him, and then Swerve will screw him and stuff like that. We'll see. We'll get into that later. So Hangman Page, just to have a pick, because I don't really know who's in the match, so I can't really decide. I'm not going to pick Pac, because Pac's going to be fighting for the International Championship, because he has an international title shot, and he's going to be fighting Will Ospreay for that belt at All Out. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I said it. I just gave you the winner of the American Championship match. So let's move along. All right. So they officially announced the 4th trios team for this, right? So we have the Patriarchy, we have the Guns, or the Bang Bang Gang, we got the House of Black, and people are saying that the 4th team is Death Triangle, right? Death Triangle? Let me see. I'm actually gonna look it up. I'm looking up spoilers. So it happened on Collision, right? Okay, Collision spoilers. Let me see. Cards finalized. Let me see. Tony Khan was out between shows. Blah, 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 blah. Let me see. I'm just looking through. I don't see anything. The main event was to decide the 4th team and the London Ladders match for the trios titles. Wheeler Yuta, Claudio, and Pac. Oh, okay. So BCC and Pac, essentially, because they can't use the Lucha Bros. All right, so Claudio. All right, so there we go. That's the 4th team. Kind of random as hell, but Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio are the 4th team. Pac and BCC, yeah. All right. Well, at least Pac's on the show, I guess. There you go. I don't know how I feel about that. Being the 4th final team, I kind of wish it was Leo Rush and I really do wish it was Leo Rush and Top Flight. They would have been perfect for this match, but all right. BCC and Pac. Apparently, Death Triangle was originally planned for this match, but the Lucha Bros said, nah. Alright, so this is the car crash match. It's going to be high-flying, people going through tables, balls to the walls, fast-paced action, turn off your mind, oh my god, they're going crazy, kind of match. So, who wins? Well, I mean, either the House of Black or the Bang Bang Gang. I'm gonna go with, I don't even know. Like, this is so chaotic. Like, you already know it's gonna be a crazy match just by looking at the card, looking at the match itself. But because there's so many people in it, and me not basically watching Collision or Rampage, I guess we just kind of wing it. I'm going to go with the Patriarchy, simply because they just got it, and it would be a lot of heat if they kept it on Christian. Although I could see them giving it to Pac, because they're going to have a ton of English UK relatives winning some titles, so they don't really need to have Pac win. I don't know. For right now, because we need a pick, it's like with Hangman Page, I'm going to pick Patriarchy, Christian, Nick Wayne, and Kill Switch, Luchasaurus, to keep the belts. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Okay, I think these next few are going to be a lot more easier for me. So this is the last multi-man chaotic match on the card. It should have just been the Acclaimed versus the Young Bucks, but they had to throw FTR in there. So we have a 3-way for the tag team titles: FTR, Young Bucks, and everyone loves the Acclaimed. The Acclaimed. The match will be good. I think, again, because it's a multi-man match, turn your brain off, enjoy the show, let them go crazy. Who wins? So I did hear that the Young Bucks are taking less dates. They're not going to be wrestling as much. If that's the case, get the belts off of them. Get the belts off of the Young Bucks if they're not going to be wrestling as often. We need a tag team that's here. So, Acclaimed or FTR. Well, I'm kind of feeling my prediction. I'm feeling the Acclaimed. I think the Acclaimed should get these belts again. I remember when they were tag team champs. They were fun. They had a great run with those tag team titles. They weren't great trios champs. That was forgettable as hell. But as tag team champs, they had an amazing run. So yeah, why not? Let's do it again. The Acclaimed as tag team champs, sure. Maybe turn FTR heel and have them feud for the tag team titles. Oh my god, a tag team championship feud. What? For real, like, we don't really see tag teams anymore. I think the tag team division has been sorely lacking in WWE, but ultimately AEW. There is no tag teams whatsoever. No tag teams whatsoever. So I would love, following this, we actually do get a resurgence of the tag teams. Maybe bring in some new ones. Or bring in some replacements until we could get a new tag team division going again. But yeah, I am going with everyone loves the Acclaimed. I see people saying FTR. Okay, to the people saying FTR, why? Why? I'm not saying FTR can't win it. I just want to know why. That's it. Alright, here we go. The rest of these are singles matches. Thank God. Let's start off with the weakest one, or the one I don't care about. Hook versus, hi guys! Oh, Jesus Christ. FTW champion. Yeah, I said this before. We got Claudio and Okada fighting on Dynamite, but not on All In. And maybe we'll get them at All Out. But the FTW Championship, that gets a match at All In. This match should not be on this card. I'm sorry. Everything they've done with it has been hot garbage. Hot, steaming garbage. Nothing about this match, nothing about this feud has elevated anybody. Hook came out looking worse, or at least not as strong as he did when he fought Samoa Joe earlier this year. His match against Samoa Joe really made people go, okay, you got a main event player here, but you better do something with it. What do they do? They give him to Chris Jericho, and he kills his momentum. I hate it. I really do not like what they've done with Hook. But maybe he'll get a good reaction when he beats Chris Jericho. And that is my prediction. You beat Chris Jericho, and Jericho, please, I don't know if you're watching me, and I hope you are, take a break. Go away. We need a break from Chris Jericho. We need a severe break away from him. Go away for the rest of the year. And then come back at the beginning of 2025, and we'll see where we are. If you come back and we're feeling you, cool. If we're not, stay away. But please, for the love of all that is holy, go away. Hook beats him, and by he I mean Chris Jericho, is gone. Out of here. And even though Chris Jericho says he has no plans on retiring, I'm not saying you have to retire, but can you just take a part-time schedule? For the love of God. Anyways, Hook is my pick to win this match. Let's move on from it, because literally, past this match, the rest of the card is really, really good. It's a really well built, really well booked, really well built card. Following those 4 matches that aren't the greatest, if I'm being honest with you. Well, 5 if you include that pre-show match. Anyways, one match that I am thoroughly looking forward to is the TNT Championship coffin match coffee match between the scapegoat, Jack Perry, and Darby Allin. So, every time you get any of the four pillars, Sammy Guevara, MJF, Darby Allin, Jack Perry, in the ring with each other, they kill it. We can sit here all day and talk about this storyline with the Elite, the new Elite, Okada, Young Bucks, and Jack Perry, it not making any sense, no one caring about it. I will say this. I think Jack Perry, despite the storyline around him absolutely crapping the bed, him as a performer is actually doing a pretty decent job with the character he has. I do believe as a performer on the microphone, backstage promos inside the ring, he's doing a good job. He's not top heel material, but he's a pretty good heel. Very easy to hate. And I think he's going to be a great foil for Darby Allin. Now, Darby Allin is currently being set up to fight for the world title. And I don't think it's happening this year. I do think AEW is going to put the world title on Darby Allin. So because of that, because of Darby Allin, in my opinion, being set up to be a world champion, he doesn't need the TNT title again. What's he going to do with that TNT title? Darby Allin has won that title more than enough times. He's already a 2-time TNT title. Let's move him up to the world title now. Jack Perry, on the other hand, needs this title. Because without it, he ceases being relevant. Because like I said, this new Elite storyline ain't it. It ain't doing jack all. So it's an easy prediction. Jack Perry will retain. But this match is going to be nuts. Expect fire. Man, they've been teasing lighting Jack Perry on fire for how long? Well, they did it at freaking Double or Nothing. So I think it's going to happen again. Although, knowing Darby Allin's crazy ass, I don't think Jack Perry's going to be the only one on fire. I think Darby's going to be like, oh, you want to play with fire? Me too. And then they're both going to be lit on fire. And then it's going to be crazy town. So, yeah, I'm expecting this to go haywire very quickly. But Jack Perry is a very easy prediction. And so we move on from that match to a match that shows you AEW is capable of long-term storytelling. Timeless Toni Storm, your AEW Women's Champion, takes on Mariah May. Still, one of the best heel turns all year was when Mariah May turned on Toni Storm. Beautiful work. Absolutely beautiful. I think I've gone back and watched it a solid 5 to 10 times. You see Mariah May, as soon as she wins the Owen Hart Cup, instantly turn around and BAM! Blast Toni, and it all just clicked. You're like, this was the plan from day one. You didn't need anyone explaining it to you. You just knew. This bitch played Toni from day one. And you see Toni bleeding profusely, the heel getting jacked into her head. Honestly, that's all they needed. Because anything else after that didn't come close to it. The feud peaked at that heel turn. Because everything following that didn't come nowhere close to that heel turn. To defend them, that was a pretty sweet ass heel turn. I don't know if you could top that. It's gonna be very hard to top it. Still, I feel like the feud went boop, and then the rest of the time it just kind of was like it leveled out, and that was about it. But despite there not being much to the build up after that heel turn, this is still one of their best told stories ever. This feud shows you once and for all that AEW is capable of building characters, of great storytelling, and making people care. I'm excited about this match. These two are going to kill each other. I do think we're going to see blood. We have to see blood. After what happened to Toni Storm, you best believe there's going to be blood. And I think it's going to be Mariah's blood. Who wins? I think this might be one of 3 title changes we see. I don't see... Let me see here. I don't see all the titles changing. I know that for sure. But I don't see both women's titles changing. So if Toni Storm retains here, I think Britt Baker wins the TBS title. But that's the thing. I don't think Toni Storm retains. I'm calling it now. Your new AEW Women's Champion, Mariah May. That's a huge win for her. Mariah May defeating Toni Storm in the UK, where she's from. Well, they're both... Actually, no, I think Toni is from New Zealand, right? Never mind. So, yeah, Mariah May needs to win. You need someone from the UK to win here. So, that's the UK win. Mariah May. Mariah May will rip that championship from Toni Storm and send her further into madness. And then whoever Toni Storm comes up as afterwards, this feud's not over with. Let me say this too. Whoever wins, this feud will continue probably all the way to Full Gear. As it should. We are just getting started with Mariah May and Toni Storm. And I'm excited to see where they come from. Someone just told me that, yeah, she's from New Zealand, Australia. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah. Mariah May has to win. This is going to be an awesome match. And we're not going to slow down. Because the next women's match, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, takes on your CEO and your TBS champ, and also the Strong Openweight Women's Championship. Or is it just Strong Women's Champion? I don't know. Miss Belts, 2-belt Banks, or 2-belt Moné, Mercedes Moné. I've talked about the build-up and length. I am very disappointed in the hype for this match, because this had all the potential in the world to be one of the best built women's matches ever. When Mercedes and Britt first got inside the ring, you felt something special between them. You had Britt on the microphone, cutting a promo on Mercedes, and it was like, man, if you just let these two talk shit about each other all the way to All In, we're set. But guess what happens? Britt Baker got herself suspended, talking shit about MJF and Will Ospreay. And so we miss a good 2 to 3 weeks of no promo, no hype between Mercedes and Britt, and we end up missing out on some really good television. And no one is to blame for that but Britt Baker. They bring her back, and tonight's Dynamite was the only other time these two had a promo against each other. And I thought the promo they had was a really good promo. It was one that the feud desperately needed. But it reminded you, man, if they just let these two, and there was no suspension, Britt didn't open her mouth and talk shit about anybody, if these two would have had the 6 weeks to just talk shit about each other, this would have been this still is a match I'm looking forward to, but this would have been one of the premier matches of the entire show. It's still a match I'm looking forward to, because it's a first time ever match. The hype isn't where I think it should be. And that sucks. Now, who wins? I already told you. We're not going to get 2 title changes with the women. So if Toni Storm is going to lose the belt, Mercedes Moné is going to keep the belt. And I think that's what's going to happen. Do we see Jamie Hayter in this match? I got bad news for you. Usually I would have said, yeah, without question. Unfortunately, based off of reports, and I did read this, there was a falling out between Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, I think, last year. And that's why they weren't seeing with each other. So they had a fight, or they had some issues, and they don't want to work with each other. And I'm reading that and I go, God damn it. Why can't we have nice things? Drama, once again, continues to plague. It continues to plague AEW. Otherwise, this would have been the perfect place to bring back a Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter comes back to help Britt Baker. It would have been perfect. But no, I don't see it happening. Someone might come back to help her, but it's not going to be Jamie Hayter. And that sucks. I don't know, maybe Saraya turns babyface and helps Britt Baker. We'll see where that goes. But, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I do think we're going to get Jamie Hayter on the show. I think she's here. Well, she's going to be there for All In, because it's not here in America. But, man, if I was going to bring her back, this would have been the match to do it in. This would have been the perfect, with Camille by Mercedes' side, Britt needing help, Britt needs help. Why not have Jamie come back to help her? So I don't see it happening. Doesn't matter whether Jamie Hayter shows up or not. Mercedes Moné is going to retain. Somehow, someway. Next up, we get to the final two matches. What people are expecting to be the match of the night, as you should, what could have been, but isn't, the main event. Will Ospreay taking on the American champion, international champion, MJF. If tonight's crowd was any indication of what we can expect for the London crowd, 50K, this is going to have a ton of heat. This is going to be fucking nuts. The story is simple. Will Ospreay, say that twice, 3 times. Will Ospreay hit the Tiger Driver on MJF? Will he hit his version of Randy Orton's punt and potentially end MJF's career? Because they keep saying if Will Ospreay hits that move, it could kill or end someone's career. And they've been building the match around that one move. That one move. When he hits it, it's going to be crazy. And you know MJF is going to sell it like death. And so, yeah, I do think the move is going to be hit. I think the match could be better than their 1 hour classic they had on Dynamite this year. Or maybe just as good. We'll have to see. But I do think Will Ospreay retains. No, I think Will Ospreay regains. My bad. I think Will Ospreay regains, beats MJF, and brings back the International Championship. Because he will then go on to fight Pac at All Out. And I think Daniel Garcia will resign with AEW if he hasn't already. And we'll see MJF take on Daniel Garcia. That's what I see happening. Could MJF retain? I mean, you would have to find a reason for him to retain. I would think maybe Kyle Fletcher comes in and screws him. Sure, you could have Kyle Fletcher screw over Will Ospreay and then MJF retains and then we keep him that way. But I don't know if that's a good idea. Not here. Nah, MJF needs to lose. MJF needs to lose this belt back to Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay needs to go ahead and hit that Tiger Driver. Put MJF in a neck brace. And that would be great to watch. And then win back your International Championship. But without question, this is... Yeah, I think it's safe to say this will be match of the night. Calling it right now. I'm not going to scoff at what is the main event, though. So, let's get it out the way. Even now, people are saying this main event should have been Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Page. And while I don't disagree with you, Hangman Page and Swerve have a better, more engaging story behind their feud. There's a lot more to do with them. It's a feud that people are invested in and definitely could have carried tonight's show as a legit main event. I'm sorry. What they're doing with Bryan Danielson, Swerve, the final countdown, title versus career. What they have done with this match over the last 4 weeks, because it's been a very short time building to this match. They've had, 4 maybe 4 or 5 weeks to build to this. I gotta give them credit. They did a pretty good job. I'm invested. They did a good job with this. The build, even though it was a short span of time, the effort was in it. The story is strong. Bryan Danielson is someone that's never won a championship. Not even the world title, but a championship in AEW. What are we doing? What are we doing? His career is winding down. He talks about how he wants to spend time at home with his family. And he's even teasing this will be his final match. If he loses to Swerve Strickland, his career is over. That's it. Over. And then Swerve over here, realizing that in this situation, he is the de facto heel, heals it up. Why not? It makes the match that much more interesting. You can always have him go back to being a babyface when Hangman Page comes in. Sure. But right now, in this situation, there was no way Swerve was ever going to be a babyface. Bryan is the de facto babyface, so why not heal up? I love that. And I love what they did tonight on Dynamite, where Bryan was heating up. Finally vocalized what we all thought anyways. He finally said he is the best fucking wrestler in the world. And that he is going to rip that championship from Swerve Strickland. He's going to get the American fucking Dragon. And you know what? I think if there was ever a time, if you were ever going to put the World Championship on Bryan Danielson, on the American fucking Dragon, if you were ever going to do it, this is it. Now is the time to do it. If they don't have Bryan win the title now, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's now or never. If Bryan Danielson was ever going to be a world champion, it's got to be here. You're not going to get a second shot. He doesn't win it here, that's it. He never wins a championship. I'm not okay with that. I think AEW should pull the trigger. You have everything in place for this to happen. You can have Hangman Page come in and screw Swerve Strickland out of that world title. Or you can just have Bryan beat Swerve. Whatever you do. Whatever you got to do. Make it happen. Because my prediction, as should be the right decision to make, by the way, it should be the right decision, the decision to make. My prediction is that we have a new AEW World Heavyweight Champion for the first and final time, Bryan fucking Danielson. Yes! Yes! Give him one last run. Give him one more run with that title. And I do believe it will be a Ric Flair situation where whoever beats him for that title will also retire him. So Bryan will continue to wrestle as long as he's world champion. The moment he loses that belt is when he retires. And so every match he has going forward will be a nail-biting match where it's like, man, this could be Bryan's final match, which will elevate every opponent he fights. Yes, this is the end of Swerve's reign for now. He will get another reign later on. I promise you he will get another reign. But that's later. For the time being, right now, I don't see how you don't have Bryan Danielson win this. It's too perfect. It's too perfect. Because let's just say Swerve just beats Bryan. Man, that's sad. I don't know. I don't know. Is that how you want to end the show? This is the main event? Is that how you want to end things? I think they have to have Bryan win now. Because they set themselves up to where if he doesn't, It's going to be disappointing. And people are saying, well, Bryan's essentially hurt. He's, dealing with neck issues. I think he's selling. I think he's trying to sell what Will Ospreay did to him back in Dynasty. I don't think he actually has neck issues. He actually might have neck issues. I'm not even saying that's not true. But even if he is hurt or banged up, he can have a part-time schedule as champ. He doesn't have to wrestle every single week. I don't see how you don't have him win. I think after tonight's Dynamite, after cutting that promo, he has to win. So yes, we will get a new world champion. My prediction is Bryan Danielson will beat Swerve Strickland, will have a Cinderella run, Ric Flair style, whoever beats him retires him. And then after that, he can just retire happily. But I refuse to accept the fact that Bryan Danielson, someone who is, without question, one of the best wrestlers ever, can have an entire run, an entire career in AEW and not win one championship. I refuse to accept that. Bryan needs to win. He needs to win. This is it. You're not going to get another opportunity to do it. This is it. I'm ready for it. It's going to be a huge, huge win. And by the way, when he wins, Tony Khan, you better play the right fucking music. Don't be playing no, you're going to get your fucking heck in. No. We're not going to do that. Song's a banger, by the way. I was born for greatness. No, I don't want to hear that, though. I don't want to hear no, I was born for greatness. No. I want to hear, it's the final countdown. That's what I want to hear. I better hear that shit. I better hear 50,000 people screaming, it's the final countdown. Come on, man. It's too perfect. My prediction. Your new AEW World Champion, Bryan Danielson. So let's recap. My full predictions from top to bottom. Bryan Danielson will be your new World Champion. Will Ospreay will regain his International Championship and end the reign of MJF with a Tiger Driver. Mercedes Moné will retain her championship with or without a Jamie Hayter interference. We will have a new AEW Women's Champion. Mariah May will win the world title, the women's world title, in her home country. Jack Perry will retain his TNT title in a coffin match. Darby will go on to be in the main event scene. Hook will end the FTW Championship reign of Chris Jericho, and he goes away, hopefully. We will have new tag team champs, and their names are The Acclaimed. This ladder trios match, the trios championship ladder match, let's go with that. We'll have the Patriarchy retain, that's Christian's group. I am anticipating Hangman Page will win the Casino Gauntlet match. And then whatever this match is, Willow and Tomohiro Ishii. And those are my predictions, ladies and gentlemen. That's my thoughts. Give me your thoughts about AEW All In. What matches are you looking forward to? Where's your excitement? After me spilling my guts and rambling for over an hour on where I feel the card is, what my excitement is, what is your excitement for All In? Going in, a solid 7.5. 7.5 for excitement. Coming out of it, it will probably be like a 9 or a 10. Again, I think the show is going to deliver. But in terms of my excitement, 7.5. 7.5, close to an 8. Might be willing to round it up. But that's me. That's your boy's excitement. Where's your excitement, ladies and gentlemen? Where's your excitement? Give me your thoughts on who you think will be champions, who you think will win. But ultimately, where's your excitement level? Where we at, ladies and gentlemen? Let me scroll back here to see what y'all been saying. What was y'all in here talking about? Some people are saying they want Zack Sabre Jr. So that way we get Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson at All Out. That would be pretty damn dope. Apparently Collision, Dynamite, and Rampage were taped. Okay. That makes sense too. I'm not mad at that. Sucks to hear that Grand Slam isn't doing too hot with tickets. Well, that's what y'all get for doing a horrible job of telling stories and making people care about your product. But if you start now with All In, you can get your numbers back up. And yeah, it's packing the BCC. Yeah. Anyways. Someone wants the Gun Club. What's the situation wants the Gun Club to win? Anthony Bowens to separate himself from Max and Billy. Really? You want Anthony Bowens to break up with the Acclaim? Really? And we got people saying they want FTR to win the tag team titles. I mean, they can, but I would literally like the Acclaim to get the belts again. Yeah, right. Chris Jericho off TV. I agree. Khalil does everything. I agree. Yeah, the learning tree gotta go, man. I'm sick of it already. It's gotta go. JJ says Tony Khan loves the learning tree. Well, he's the only one that does. He's the only one that does. Let's see here. Darby Allin is gonna do something insane. Well, duh. In a coffin match with Jack Perry? Oh, someone's getting set on fire. Someone's getting set on fire. I don't know who though. How do I feel about the customized TNT title that Jack Perry has? I don't feel anything. It's just there. It's just kind of there. Not really losing my mind over it. Oh my god. Oh my god. But alright, at least he has a customized title. Saraya could come out and help Britt. That's what I said. I was thinking maybe not JB, but Saraya turns babyface. Mariah, so everyone is predicting Mariah May will win. Yeah, that was my prediction. That's good. She has to. I think for this storyline to really keep going, Mariah has to win. Let me see here. Yeah, there's some tension between Britt and Jamie. Yeah, that sucks. You hate to see it. Britt's suspension hurt the feud. That's putting it mildly. It almost killed it. But they were able to save it with this promo tonight. So I'm still excited for the match. I just wish they would have maximized the 6 weeks they had to build to it. Could have been something really, really good. And the feud might continue, so we might get more. Yeah, Will Ospreay and MJF is going to be match of the night. For sure. For sure. It's going to be a banger. Do I see Kenny Omega coming back? He might make an appearance, but I don't see him wrestling. Not on All In. I don't see Kenny wrestling until next year, if anything else. Apparently, Kota Ibushi is also waiting in the wing, and they're not going to come back until... Well, he's not going to come back until Omega comes back. They want to come back together. Golden Lovers. So who's winning the main event? Khalil does everything, says Bryan will be the new champion. JJ says he wishes Bryan will win, but he thinks Swerve will. What's the situation? No hate to Bryan Danielson, but I don't want Bryan Danielson to win. I hope he loses and he has a great match doing so. So you want this to be it. So situation says Swerve is going to win. Joseph Winter says Swerve can fight Keith Lee for the world title. So Keith Lee is his pick to win the gauntlet. That'd be nuts. Yeah, I did see that Bryan is actually hurt. Banged up a little bit. But if he's wrestling part-time, he'll be okay. How would I feel about Eddie Kingston being the one to end Bryan's title reign? That would be crazy. I would love that. Alyx, did you enjoy Toni putting the lip lock takeover on Cameron and Saraya tonight? It was good. It was really good. I do not complain. John Moxley can take breaks, but Chris Jericho can't. Restarted. Stephen Bram says Swerve and Bryan is a win-win situation because whoever wins is still going to be good. I agree, but I think this is a must-win for Bryan, and I think he is going to win. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. Thank y'all so much for joining me for this amazing, very fun live stream for All In. So the next time you see me will be Friday for SmackDown, and then on Sunday for All In. So tune in for both of those live streams, and we will definitely have more to say. Remember, we are crowning a new international champion this Sunday. So bring your wallets and bring your pockets to get that international title and donate for that belt. But until then, I want to send you all off with grace, and thank you for joining me. So as you file out, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. I love you all, and I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's world. The place it is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm out of here. Take it easy. Peace.
When you're